Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Silver Stetson. I am a nightmare for people like you, and with me and his certain set of skills is Michael Magus.
I have a very specific set of skills that make me an absolute nightmare for 99% of humanity.
I'm the nightmare. You're the...
No.
We've been over this already.
We're both nightmares. It's just a very different type of nightmare.
God, you're just the one where you can't run fast enough.
Oh, well, yeah, running is not something I do terribly well. I am not a good runner. I have all kinds of physical reasons to not be super great with the runnings. He's changing my volume. Oh, I
He's
can see
changing
it.
my volume.
Oh, is that your? I thought that was me. That
You're too low there, Byron.
Why?
Byron is all kinds of the bass, sir. I don't know why you gotta make fun of him.
How low can you go? Death row, what above a nose?
This is a man that the ladies phone up the tech support just to talk to him.
They do, as a matter of fact. One of them, straight up told me that at work last week.
There was a chick that hung around in a Stickum chat room with us for 3 hours just listening to Byron talk, not knowing what we were talking about.
Not a clue. It wasn't interested. Just
was not interested in the actual topic. Just wanted to hear Byron's voice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, one of the ladies at work straight up told me, "Yeah, I could have sent an email, but I prefer to call and talk to you."
Very nice.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how she phrased it, but it wasn't like I find it more convenient to speak to somebody on the phone, specifically to call and talk with me.
Uh-huh. Ask for Byron by name.
She did, actually. Good news is I'm the only one on the end of that phone, so it's easy. Yeah, Leo, what are you doing?
Leo Gomez Martinez. Mateus Gonzalez. See here, I have a list of drivers today, so let's see here. Do we have anyone new? Looking down the list here, I am not really. Oh wait, no, we saw him before.
Jose Cabrera, last seen pitching for the White Sox, or I don't know. There's got to be at least 3 baseball players named Jose Cabrera.
I don't recall Guillermo Cruz, so that might be a new name. And Martin Paternostro, I think we would have remembered that if we had seen that before. So that's got to be new. And Alexander Simons. There was a Simons before, but it was a different first name. So this may be, I don't know, brother, cousin, something along those lines. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Dennis Johnson representing ESR today. I do believe that's new. We know Dennis Johnson, of course, from ESR. But I don't think he's been part of this series before.
The Dentist Johnson.
He is a man who has a win over Mike Stockmill in recent memory.
Whoa. At
the WTCR Bilsterberg event.
Double bow.
Oh, no, it wasn't Bilsterberg. It was the one before that. Bilsterberg was where Brody Steen and Matt Spurl defeated Mr. Mike Stockmill.
Triple whoa.
By the way, we do have to probably send Matt Spurl all the Marty Skrull memes.
And then kick him out of the Bully Club.
No. I don't know about that. Then he goes and forms his own thing with PCO and everything, and then it gets weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
Anything with PCO gets very, very strange. So we're at Silverstone here today. This is the layout that starts at the Hamilton Straight into Abbey, I believe, from watching the cars circulate. Silverstone, of course, is one of those tracks that has the annoying habit of just having so many different layouts and not necessarily being different. It's just like different start points on the track. And you're always wondering, but this is the layout that opens up at Abbey, I believe, and not the one that opens up at Cops that we are more familiar with from Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Was this about the police?
There is a turn called Cops, so yeah, call the police.
They're going to pull you over?
Let's see here. So the
track going to measure every breath you take.
So the track is Hamilton Straight. It opens us up into Abbey, Farm, Village, The Loop, Antry, Brooklands, Lovefield, Woodcote, Cops, Maggots and Beckett's, Chapel, Stowe, Vale, and Club. And then we're done the lap. So
Dope.
Those who really know Silverstone will know exactly what those turns are, and that will be very useful. To those of you who don't, welcome aboard anyways, but that explanation probably doesn't help you a ton.
No.
We'll hop on board with someone at some point and give you a little tour of the track, of course, let you see the entirety of it. It's a lovely track. There's a lot of opportunities to overtake here at Silverstone while being infinitely challenging and very flow happy. So there's I think we're in for a good race. Actually, we got Dennis Johnson here just starting up the lap. So that's Abby. He just went through. And here is George Julian Gonzalez, or Jorge. We do not know which.
Jorge Julian Gonzalez.
Are you a Masvidal or are you a Gurgel?
Could be both.
Or are you... Wait, actually, those are both Georges. Need an MMA. Do we really have an MMA Jorge in general? I don't think we really do.
I mean, I just call him Jorge Masvidal.
Well, yeah, but it's George.
No, I don't care.
I know you don't care.
What's he gonna do? Beat me up?
I mean, I wouldn't actually really want to tell Mr. Masvidal that because he might try.
Nah, I think he's probably cool with it.
He is that kind of crazy. He is from the street fights scene that produced us Kimbo Slice.
But what if I offered Jorge Cervezas?
Probably be down with that too, but I don't believe taking the cervezas and then beating the crap out of you with the cerveza bottles is actually mutually exclusive with him.
He's gonna give me the Twisted Tea special.
Could be. Ooh, to the top of the giant sheets goes Mr. Julian Gonzalez. Not by much, only about 2/10 over. Okay, we haven't had a really good lap time thrown down yet. No offense to Serge Hendricks, but generally we won't see him at the top of the timetables. So I think we'll have to wait to see what the actual pace is here. 2:07 is not too bad, though. So Silverstone, of course, the home of the British Grand Prix. It is pretty much the most famous circuit in Great Britain, I would say. I guess Brands Hatch would be kind of in the mix there. And of course, if you're into endurance motorcycles, there's the Isle of Man circuit. That's not really a circuit. That's more of a road course.
But I thought Brands Hatch was in Mid-Ohio, and Mid-Ohio was in the University of Miami of Ohio.
That is not correct. Mid-Ohio is actually in Ohio.
That doesn't make any sense, but the University of Miami is in Ohio.
I mean, we can't help that the Americans have cities with the same names in various different places. That's just how that works.
Madness.
I mean, at least it's not something like the University of South Central Florida. That always was a bit weird to me.
Why? Because it's in Chicago?
No, it's actually in Florida, but it's like that's just oddly specific.
That is pretty, yeah. It's no, well, I mean, no more specific than half the English stuff, which is Mersey upon Tyne, upon the ocean, upon London, upon
but
Nottingham.
That's like something that like the British universally do. Like you got the University of Florida and then the University of Florida State and then the University of South Central Florida. Like you could have just said South Florida. Like I feel like that wasn't taken.
It probably is already in South Florida.
Not that I'm aware of. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Could just mean that it's a really terrible sports school and I have no reason of learning about it. That is literally my entire like knowledge of like American universities is which ones are good at like football and basketball.
But what about the ones that are the best at water polo?
I have no idea. I have no idea which ones are good at water polo.
Discrimination.
Oh, wrestling also, because MMA, you get the D1 wrestler from University of whatever. For example, I know where Hofstra is because of MMA.
I know where Hofstra is because of Bill Cosby. We had very different bringings.
That's true. That's true. Bill Cosby really had very little to do with my childhood. Like, and I don't really have an explanation for why.
It's probably for the best.
It probably is for the best, but like I have no explanation for why. Like as a kid, I didn't really watch like Bill Cosby? I
I didn't really watch it, but my uncles and my dad and people in my family were big fans of the comedy, so there was a lot of records kicking around. So I listened to all the comedy. I didn't really watch any of the shows or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm like you then, just without any family that really was into, honestly, comedy in general. To be honest, like not even just like Bill Cosby comedy, but like my dad showered me with a great deal of musical selection, but that's about it.
It was all polka. Don't lie.
There was some polka. Not gonna lie. My dad is like the proper audiophile who finds something in every genre that he really, really enjoys. Like it's very strange when you're like, 3 purple sectors is terrible. Something happened with Terrible's lap time there because he should have gone first overall. There's our boy Enrico Banfi. Or my boy Enrico Banfi. Anyways, he's your boy because you like the livery.
Yeah. Speaking of livery, I'd like a full screen version of that if we could.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be nice.
I'd like to inspect the livery closer.
Mm-hmm. I think
Martin may have gone for coffee.
to get coffee. Mateus Gonzalez, Esport Racing Argentina, on the roll there in the Intel car. I hope he has an Intel CPU because I mean it's going to be really awkward if he doesn't. Oh, I heard Martin laugh. He's here. Martin, can we get this up in full screen, please?
Full screen. My God, you guys are demanding.
Yeah, a little bit.
There we go.
We demand only the sufficientness.
And Byron, you smell of elderberry, and your mother was a hamster.
Well, I do have some cider in the cooler.
Would you like to take us on board with someone who's near the start-finish line there, Martin, so we can have a look at a lap here? I mean, this is after all practice, so we're not exactly gripped by the action yet.
He wants to do nerd stuff.
Right. Let's go see here. Although this guy, maybe. He's not near the start.
Nah, not really. That's the end of Sector 2.
Oh. That is a little better.
I think that's in the ballpark there.
Yep, there we go.
Nope, this is the wrong start-finish line.
Oh, wait. No, it's not.
It is. Okay.
That's it.
It's the wrong finish start line.
So through Abbey into Farm. And then next up is going to be Village. I really hate this section of the track. I'm just very bad at it. Through like Village, the Loop, and Antry. Anyways,
are there a lot of people in the village?
There's the Loop. Well, there was at one point, of course, that there was a village there. That's why there's a corner named that. So Antry down the Wellington Straight. You could say that it is well done. Breaking down into Brooklands and Lovefield. This is another very technical section of the track that a lot of people struggle with. You got to get it just right. Can lose a lot of time through there. Then we get into Woodcote, which is, I mean, it's full throttle. I don't think there's really much else to say about that. And then we're on the straight. This is where the lap usually starts and finishes. This is Cops. And this is where Serge Hendricks lost control. That can happen through Cops. It's a very difficult turn, very full throttle. So unfortunately, our lap has been interrupted as Serge returns to the pit lane.
No, you have to start again.
No, it looks like, or we are starting again. Okay, Romain Barthez, George Julian Gonzalez. Okay, this is about where we left off. So this is Brooklands and Lovefield again, and into Woodcote. So hopefully George can give us the finishing up. I really need to find like one of the Formula One onboards where they're explaining the lap where the driver spins. Like I need to know that is a thing that happened at one point. Anyways, here we are into Cops. Slowing down a lot for Cops in these cars. Maybe they're not able to handle the high speed that we're used to seeing from GT3. And then, of course, this is the famous Maggots and Beckett section of the track. Very difficult. You want to ride the curbs just enough not to spin, but enough to make this as straight as possible, as full on the throttle as possible. And then there's the brief turn there, Chapel, that he's gone through. Now he's heading down the Hangar Straight. Should top 200 kilometers an hour, I think, before the end of this. There it is. About 218. Into Stowe. Those who play Raceroom a lot will know that there is actually a go-kart track based around Stowe that you can play in Raceroom. And then we have the Chicane. And then we'll head on to the final corner, which is Club. And that will be a lap of Silverstone.
Now you have to do it again.
You do. You absolutely do.
And again for the rest of your life.
I wouldn't go that far.
You're never allowed to escape. Perpetually all silver Stetson.
Sadly, the track map I have here, and I'll look for a better one, does not have markers for where these sectors begin and end. But I otherwise do like it. Oh, we got a purple first sector there from Mr. George Julian Gonzalez. So we'll see if he can do something here to unseat Roman Barthez, who's now at the top of the timetables. Still haven't seen any of the real top guys yet. Could mean that they're just not going to be here today. And we might see some interesting faces at the front.
What about the real cheese people?
Well, that's Road America. So.
Well, funny you should mention that. Guess what's next on the list?
Road America, real cheese people.
Road America.
Is Road America your favorite track just because of the signage?
It's and Bathurst because people crash.
Mm-hmm. And Macau because people crash.
Yeah.
What's up with Macau?
It's Macau.
Macau. Trying to think of what tracks that you'd really enjoy. You probably really would like Knutstorp. It's just unfortunate that it's such a short track that it's not terribly suitable to most cars. But it's like a fucking roller coaster. I think you'd enjoy it. Looks like something you'd come up with in Trackmania, honestly. without Gravity Defiance or anything, but it does look like something if you didn't do any loop-de-loops in a track or anything. It does look like something you would come up with.
I've kind of gotten away from the loop-de-loops and Gravity Defiance in my tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun for a while, but then,
Kill the jobber.
That was the ultimate expression of, I just made everything into like a power track. It's just, and you just get thrown out.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think literally Kill the Jobber is the only track that has an absolute perfect lap time that we found. It just can't be done any faster.
Yeah. You can't improve it. You either do it perfect or you don't win. The trick is doing it perfect.
At one of the LAN parties, we did time trial on it. Because, of course, you can't do circuit because it doesn't loop around.
There is no circuit.
And we did actually have a 7-way tie for first place. 7 people figured out the perfect time. And Andrew Darby was determined to go faster. And he's like, no, I can go faster. I'm like, you can't. He's like, and he ran the exact same time, 10 consecutive laps. And I'm just like, you can't go any faster. You've done it perfect.
Anybody who is not familiar, and that's literally everybody listening or will listen to this, it's Kill the Jobber is a track I made in Trackmania. And it's literally like a ski jump sort of a scenario with a barrel roll in the middle sort of a deal. So you go down the ramp, you hit the zipper, and you get thrown into a successive series of loop-de-loops in a cylinder, and then you get shot out of it. It goes straight down, and then you get thrown across the finish line. And if you do it perfect, you can have the perfect time. And if you don't, you're not going to win.
Yeah, it's the only track that Byron I've ever experienced in Trackmania. Well, there's a couple others. But the only one Byron ever did there where it's I know the exact fastest time you can get on this. There is no way to go faster.
I should make a new track. Just not sure what to do about it.
Byron is the ultimate in Trackmania technology, track making. Nice lap there by George Julian Gonzalez. Not enough to take first place, but very, very on the pace today in that NVIDIA car. Oh, there's a name we usually see at the front. Pedro Magalhães.
See.
Okay.
Pedro, are you Vinny Magalhães or are you Cal Magalhães? That's the question.
Krakow.
Cal Magalhães had a brief and unimpressive UFC run, whereas Vinny is, of course, a legend of
Dead fat Puerto Rican.
Simultaneously losing fights to really bad fighters and beating really good fighters. See, Pedro is not sporting the ESR in his team name. I wonder if he's been picked up by a semi-professional team, perhaps OMB.
Ow, my balls racing.
I mean, that is both the beauty and the downside of like doing like a 3-letter like acronym teams. Is, I mean, they can stand for whatever you want it to.
It
stand.
really can.
Yeah, you can work anything you want in that.
Odorous magnetic blankets racing. Online marsupial battle racing.
That's a good one. I like it.
Old
feel like it's probably something in Portuguese, which, I mean, we could probably still work with that.
Obrigado, Magalhães, Bomba.
Bomba. I was going to say La Bomba. Josiah Jerome with a purple first sector, but it looked like he bobbled a little bit here in sector 2. Let's see what we got. Is he still purple, or is he just going to come out green on this? And another bit of a bobble there. I don't know if this is going to take top of the time charts, but I mean, it is practice, so we don't really know what these times mean. Could be people practicing for qualifying, could be people practicing for the race, so different levels of fuel could be at play here. It's hard to say what they really mean. But we've seen 2 bobbles from Josiah already, and it looks like he may have invalidated the lap, so may not even find out the answer.
He's going to have to start from the pits on a different racetrack. He's doing so bad.
That would be an interesting penalty.
You've been ejected from the racetrack. You have to start from the one down the road and then make it here.
Justin Swan was pondering if there was a way in a Assetto Corsa Competizione the other night with if he could. Somebody went off in the background there. I think that was Enrico Bonfi, unfortunately. He was trying to figure out if there was a way to use the so at Paul Ricard there's a gigantic straight, the Mistral straight, and the GT4 cars really can't do it. Not because they can't drive on it, but like because they'll hit their maximum speed and kind of get stuck there like halfway down the straight. It's not fun. It's really not fun. And certain cars, of course, will be at a huge disadvantage because they don't necessarily have the same top end speed, like the Ginetta, for example. And he was like, is there a way, like, because the track is there, is there a way we could use the GT4 layout of Paul Ricard? I'm like, yeah, but you'd have to turn all track cut penalties off because everyone would be getting drive-throughs very, very quickly because they'll be going off the track.
I'm fine with it. Cut all the corners you want. It's your boy Scotchnick.
It's our boy Scott Nick. Currently in 9th place.
Got himself the correct team name.
He's got a pair of green sectors, so a pair of personal bests through sector 1 and sector 2. As he heads through the chicane here towards the end of the lap. And then he'll be through club and to the start-finish line. There is the grid. And it is, well, a new personal best, but unable to move up in the pecking order.
Octavio Taraborelli.
Mr. Octavio. Damn cheating Octavio, always messing with my mower.
Well, let's test that chopper cam. Doesn't look very good right now.
I like it. It's working for me.
It's working well.
Well, there's a big battle in this buildings around. in front of it.
Yeah, I could definitely see chopper cam not being as useful at Silverstone as some others, just because of the layout of like the trackside area. But
I think that's just
Still
the
fun.
layout of the chopper cam.
Could be. Well, there's a lot of buildings around Silverstone, of course, because this is a former World War II airfield that was taken and made into a racing track. So there's a lot of the relics, so to speak, of the old Air Force base.
It was taken to old World War II aircraft field that was taken and made into a World War I aircraft field. Not really sure why.
It'd be interesting. Might have been a World War I aircraft field as well. I don't think I've ever heard that mentioned, but could be.
Don't have a clue.
Josiah Jerome has gone to the top of the time chart with a 206 flat. I think we'll see a 205 before the end of this. Tara Borelli with a pair of personal bests and moves into second place.
I prefer the impersonal bests.
Chopper cam is actually not bad. There's only one section where there's a few buildings, but apart from that, looks good.
That's good. Silverstone, of course, known for a little bit of tragedy as well. This is where Michael Schumacher back in '99 broke his leg, and it completely altered the way the World Championship was going at that time in Formula One.
He only won by 50 points that year?
No, he did not win that year.
I don't believe that, neither do you.
This was back when Schumacher was a mere two-time world champion, actually.
Ooh.
And Mika Hakkinen and Eddie Irvine took center stage, as well as the most bizarre championship challenge of all time, Heinz Harald Frentzen in the Jordan F1 car, winning 2 races and actually finishing third in the championship. Truly one of those absolute lightning moments for Jordan. They were never in the title picture again. They had never been prior to that. And it was a feel-good moment.
And then they tragically all died in a hovercraft accident.
Well, no, they tragically developed a 2000 car which constantly broke down, and I think set a record at the time for most mechanical failures in a single season.
Very nice. That's what you get from trying to make everything out of pewter.
Unfortunately, Heinz Harald Frentzen's career never really recovered from the 2000 season, which just was not very. It was still pretty good, but he had significant troubles, and then of course 2001 saw the most bizarre, in my opinion, Formula One firing of all time. So Byron, get ready for this story. I think you'll enjoy it.
Wait, did they fire a Finnish guy for being drunk?
No. You just assume that the Finnish guy is drunk. In fact, you might fire him if he's not drunk.
True.
Heinz Harald Frentzen was the driver who finished third in the championship in 1999, and then in 2000 he had some good runs, but the car broke down a lot. Started 2001 really well. Points in 3 of the first 4 races, and the 4th race he was actually running on the podium when his car broke down, and that robbed him of a podium. Around round 8 of the season, he had to take a round off due to a sinus infection. And at this point, the Jordan car was starting to fall back. It was not getting developed as fast as its rivals, so it was losing ground. Heinz Harald Frentzen, the story goes, offered to throw his own personal money into the team in exchange for a small stake of ownership to improve the car. Their reaction was to fire him.
You okay?
And hire, and now the justification giving at the time was Jordan was working with Honda. And if you know anything about F1, the way to get in Honda's good books is to A, be Japanese, and B, stick your dick into one of the exec's daughters.
All right.
This has come up a number of times in Formula One history. They wanted Takuma Sato in the car. Fair enough. Takuma Sato's a little bit of a hyped prospect. Maybe he can do something. Ended up having a pretty decent F1 career. You can see him still racing in IndyCar to this day. The interesting and weird thing is that Jordan had 2 drivers, Jarno Trulli and Heinz Harald Frentzen. Frentzen was their feel-good guy, the guy who got 3rd place in 99, the guy who the fans really liked. He was a bit of a hero. Jarno Trulli is not a bad driver by any means. Very big potential, eventually race winner. But he was not on contract for 2002. So they fired Frentzen. after he offered to pay money into the team to make room for a driver they already had an open seat for.
Okay.
It is the weirdest firing story, in my opinion, in F1 history. There might be something weirder back in like the 70s or 60s or something, because like weird shit happened there all the time. But just bizarre. And this all ties together because Jordan was based at Silverstone. Boom.
Well done.
Bringing it all on together. So the Jordan facilities for development are actually very, very close to where this track is.
And then the Japanese had to create a new system of power measurement because they needed to measure how much power Sato had, so they had to call it Sato Might.
That's a nice run. That's a nice done.
Yay!
I like it. Like it. Also prove that you paid attention to the story. There you go.
Actually, I just heard you say Sato, and I immediately came up with that joke and then ignored the rest.
Oh, now you've ruined it.
It's like he's going to stop talking, and I'm going to be able to just get this joke in there. It's going to be great. And I was right.
You were right. You're right. Dennis Johnson heading towards just heading into the pit lane. So it looks like he's unhappy with this lap and doesn't even want it up on the boards. Doesn't even want it there. Time running down here, so anybody on track might get a lap time in, but it looks like Josiah Jerome will take the top spot on the practice board heading into qualifying.
And then after that, we go into the disqualifying round.
All right. Time tracking down here. Pedro Magalhães did not get a lap time in. How many cars we got there, Mr. Martin?
16 showing on the server. But, should have closer to 8. So hopefully we don't have any driver miss. I think ESR is bringing in 6 instead of 7.
Well, we do have Mr. Josiah Jerome leading our charge, but also there is Mr. Magalhães, Mr. Liam Hendricks, or Serge Hendricks, pardon me. Dennis Johnson is 4. Scott Nick is 5. Not sure I've seen a 6th name, but there might be somebody that we have missed. Rico Banfi heading out with 0s on the clock. Not really sure what the point of that is, but okay. Maybe doing a test start or something. All right, qualifying underway here. The gentlemen have 20 minutes to get themselves a lap time up. Can Josiah Jerome defend his top practice spot and make it into a TQ performance?
Why would he want to get DQ'd?
TQ.
What's that sound for? Taco quantity?
Top qualifier.
Oh. That makes much more sense.
Keeping up with me here, camera guy. You're going to love my nuts. So everybody on the warm-up lap here. We'll see what can happen. What people can make work. Who is Byron's driver of the day for rooting purposes?
Everybody that doesn't have the letter Q in their name.
Ah. Gonna laugh if there is like one guy who has a Q in his name.
Probably is. I just missed it.
can't say that I recall anyone with a Q, but well, hang on, I got the driver list right here.
Mm-hmm.
Q's. Do we have a Q? We have no Q's. All right, you're good to go, Byron. You're cheering for everybody. You're a winner.
Excused.
You're a winner, regardless of who takes home the checkered flag.
Ha cha cha.
I was looking to see if I could watch Con Air on Netflix or Amazon Prime because I've been watching clips from it because YouTube's been recommending it, and I've been watching. So I mean, they hit onto something. The answer is no. I got to rent it, which is disappointing.
Screw that nonsense.
Yep, not doing it.
Probably buy it off eBay or I guess you could buy it off eBay or you could buy it off Amazon for like
I could buy it off
$10.
Amazon. That would be the answer, but I don't even want to pay that. I pay a subscription fee, so I have a library of movies at my fingertips.
Correct.
This is the idea. And Netflix doesn't have it at all, and Amazon requires you to pay extra, which is lame. Interestingly enough, I was also looking. I have not seen Zombieland Double Tap, and I kind of think that I should.
Oh yeah, I forgot that came out.
And I don't remember which one it is, but Netflix has either Zombieland or Double Tap, and Amazon has either Zombieland or Double Tap, but it's the opposite one. So you can, if you have both, you can see them both without paying extra money.
Indeed, I do.
Mm-hmm. So we could watch Double Tap at some point. There you go.
Pew pew.
See Woody Harrelson at his zombie fighting best.
First of all, I'm sensing you're a bit of a bitch.
Still no lap times really to talk about here. Everybody's still on their first timed lap. You're looking at Leo Gomez Martinez. Representing Esport Racing Argentina, I think. I've seen two different liveries with the Esport Racing Argentina name, so I think this is the appropriate one, and then the dude in the NVIDIA car is either in the wrong car or he's racing for another community and hasn't changed his team name.
I realized that.
You are breaking up hardcore there, Mr. Martin.
Can I say I am a hardcore guy?
Yeah, you can. You can say whatever you want about yourself. We ain't gonna stop you.
I was saying he probably didn't realize that the entire team was using a certain livery.
Here it is. George Julian Gonzalez. Let's see what team he's supposed to be repping. No, he is representing ESRA, so he is indeed on a different team. Just has the wrong. Or no, I guess ESR Racing A is probably Argentina, so he's in the wrong livery.
That's right. Yeah, Esports Racing Argentina.
He is in the wrong livery. I think Octavio Taraborelli is as well, actually. So might be a little bit more widespread than we're thinking. And actually, Roman Barthez has. They all have different liveries. I feel like this team is messed up. Don't get me wrong. I don't actually mind it because it gives more variety. It makes it easier to figure out who the driver is. But I've never been a huge fan of like the all same livery teams. Like I would have picked like maybe two different ones or something, like some linked ones to have a little bit of variety. That being said, I think the Esports Racing Argentina is a little bit too willy-nilly with it because there are some completely unlinked liveries. Like we got NVIDIA and Intel in the same team, and that's evil. Not allowed to do that.
I'd like to state for the record that I also have a different livery.
Do you also have the...
What?
You're breaking up again, Martin.
What's this about my pants?
Something about Byron's pants.
It's pretty bad. The mic keeps cutting in and out. I apologize.
Stop biting it and dumping coffee on it, man. What the hell?
There's no coffee dumping happening here.
Here neither. Well, we got 7 people in Le Chat. What up, gangsters?
What up, peoples?
We had 8 there for half a second, and then somebody's a giant quitter.
Roman Barthez just taking pole position, so he moves to the top of the time charts. And that was a very short run at the top because Josiah Jerome just came in and went yoink with a 2:06.06 to take top qualifying honors. He's on pole at the moment. Vic Vega coming to the line.
I can't tell. Is he Swiss or English?
Danish.
What? Is that an option?
I mean, the Danish is always an option that I highly recommend.
The cheese Danish or the fruit one?
I think I prefer the fruit Danish, just honestly.
Me too.
Not really a big fan of the cheese Danish, comparatively speaking. That being said, I mean, they all must bow to the bear claw or the beaver tail.
What about the cruller?
Ooh, the cruller is good. I do like that.
Always got to ninja the cruller first.
Although if we're talking about like Tim Hortons donuts, I got to go with the maple cream.
Ooh,
honey cruller all day.
And Correct. The Boston cream and the blueberry fritter.
I've also always wanted to go into Tim Hortons and order like a dozen of the crullers just to watch them freak out because they'd never have enough.
Yeah, generally
You're not wrong. Actually,
you're not wrong.
I need a dozen crullers. What? No,
Sir, we don't do that.
Fine, fill the rest up with the money in the till. No, wait.
Well, now we're in robbery.
Well, I feel like they would owe me.
Well, they wouldn't owe you. They would owe you a discount on the dozen donuts.
Customers always
maybe like half price.
Owed all the money in the till.
Maybe like half price. As Josiah Jerome has gone purple in the first 2 sectors, so Josiah coming to the line here with a possible 205. Could be our first man into the 205s here today. As he heads through the chicane, he is catching up with some traffic, but I think he'll be fine. Heading through the final corner at Club. And a little bit of a throttle blip there, but he is into the 205s at a 205.5. Or apparently a 205.6. I've never gotten this. The broadcasting tool does not have the same time both areas. Like you can see clearly that Josiah had a 205.5 according to the lower number, but now it's turned into a 205.6. So I've never really understood that. But anyways, into the 205, 7/10 up on Roman Barthez. Pedro Magalhães just went second quickest, so ESR 1-2 at the moment. Then Barthez, Julian Gonzalez, De Palma, Gomez Martinez, Johnson, Cortez, Nick, and Vega.
Now you have to read all the names backwards.
It's not happening.
Come on. It'll be fun.
Imorja?
Iquetsurja.
The Quizax Hatteract?
He said, let me guess, white devil, white devil?
You speak Swahili?
That's what you do.
Or what you do. I haven't seen the movie in like years. I'm sorry.
Me neither, but I saw it a lot.
I also saw it a lot, but it has faded with time.
Bumblebee tuna?
I represent the princess.
Stability check. With my help, he could be the best.
What's he saying? He says she's not a virgin. They can tell.
Scott Nick coming in at a new personal best of 5 minutes, 82 seconds.
I hope not, because it's more like 6 minutes. So I don't know why you just didn't say 6 minutes and change.
Because it's boring. It's like being called not 4 foot 32 inches.
Well, in that case, I will totally refer to myself as 4 feet 23 inches.
We've got a question in chat from DeFragler. Wants to know if this is a race or no, sir. This is currently an eBay test site.
This is currently qualifying, but we will be heading into the race in about 10 minutes.
We're working on a new demographic for selling knickknacks to Pettywacks.
Serge Hendricks coming around, a couple of guys still haven't posted up lap times yet. Looks like we're having a lot of track cuts or otherwise problems right now.
They're all drunk.
Simeon Naku in the chat.
Simeon, as you've never seen me on him before.
Roman Barthez with a personal best in the first sector, coming towards the end of Sector 2, I do believe. I'm going to try and figure out where the end of Sector 2 actually is. Through Maggots and Beckett's. Love this camera view into Maggots and Beckett's. This is fantastic.
Maggots,
you can see the exceptionally large amount of weight shift that the car undergoes through the section. As Serge Hendricks comes in 10th place. He is on the board.
Apparently Simeon's out hiding in the mountains because he's wanted for crimes against bagels.
He's wanted from being from Moldova.
The Moldovan massacre machine. Wanted in 32 countries.
Roman Barthez coming to the line here and still third quickest. So an improvement on his lap time, but not enough to get between the ESR cars. Octavio Taraborelli, who does not have a lap time up yet, has just gone purple in the first sector. So he could be an interesting wrinkle here as he heads through Maggots and Beckett's.
I mean, if he didn't hold his breath so much, he wouldn't go purple.
I mean, purple is a good thing.
Simeon, can you confirm in chat that you're hiding in the mountains from Interpol, or what's the deal there?
Just a little bit off in the second sector, so he's about tenth and a half off of pole right now. That would be good enough for second place if he can keep it going, but he did catch up to a car at a little bit of an awkward spot there. Hopefully didn't lose any time. Heading into the chicane. This is pretty much the home stretch here. Chicane, then club. And then to the start-finish line he goes. There we go. And Taraborelli goes. Second quickest. Very good third sector. So he breaks up the ESR party at the front. Guido De Palma. That's our other ESR driver. There we go. Guido's got a good lap going here. Might be able to move into the top 5, I would think, with that those first two sectors. But we'll see what he can do here into Stowe and then into the chicane. Finishing up a club.
Club soda? Or club sandwich?
Club sandwich would be preferable.
Simeon refuses to confirm nor deny his
Guido De
evasion of
Palma
Interpol.
coming to the line and only 6th quickest, so he did not have a very good third sector and is unable to improve his grid position. Another purple sector from Octavio Taraborelli. It looks like the first sector belongs very much to him. And we'll see if he can just bring back the second and third sector here. It might be a threat for pole. It was the second sector where he lost a lot of time to Josiah Jerome last time. Let's see what he can do as he hits Maggots and Beckett's here. I mean, I'm hoping that's ping we're seeing, and that's not actually what the car is doing.
He's just very precise with his driving.
Very precise with its bounty.
As he comes. Okay, so Maggots and Beckett's is the end of Sector 2. Okay, he's 104 currently off of pole. If he can get a good third sector, he might be able to snatch pole position here. With time running down, Josiah's not going to have much of a chance to respond. Into the chicane. Heading towards club and then the start-finish line. And he is not going to have enough there. Moves closer. It's a new personal best. But unable to unseat Josiah Jerome Hill. One more chance. The number on the graphics is not necessarily what you're seeing. That's more probably internet connection than the actual FPS count there, DeFragler. Just the way the game deals with a difference in sync, basically. Pedro Magalhães with a purple second sector coming to the line. He could have pole here. Can he keep it clean? Because, of course, we do have a number of South American drivers here. Their internet connections tend to be kind of poor, and it is not pole position for Pedro Magalhães, unable to keep it together through Sector 3. One more chance.
Aaron Shaw in chat, all about that Scott Nick.
Well, Aaron Shaw is always about that Scott Nick.
Correct. I mean, he's consistent.
He knows about that large Richard energy. Enrico Banfi does not have a time up yet. That first sector was not very good, 3.1 off the pace. Heading down the Hangar Straight. I think that's the Hangar Straight anyways.
DeFragler's in bed right now listening to us talk. Maybe we should talk softer.
I mean, I feel like you should link up that lady that you work with to the stream.
Well, I mean, that's a very possible possibility.
She might enjoy the extra dose of Byron.
We'd like to welcome you to the Light FM Racing.
Enrico Banfi coming to the line, and there we go, 15th place. So he is at the back. Ooh, he is very off the pace. It was up Enrico. Oh,
now he's off the track.
Leo Martinez off the track. Sergey Yakubchuk, who's got to be one of the more inconsistent drivers in this series. I feel he's had some highs, some very high moments, and then a lot of very low moments. And there's a certain mercurial aspect to him. Mateus Gonzalez down the order a little bit there in 10th place. Personal best in Sector 2, but I don't really think there's a chance to improve much here. But we'll see. Heading into the chicane and then club to finish up his final effort at the qualifying. As he comes to the line, is he going to improve from 10th place? The answer is no. Although a slight improvement in race time. Josiah Jerome, purple first sector. He's taking that sector back.
He's got 40 seconds to finish the entire lap.
Might be able to make it, actually. Not a very good second sector, though, so I don't think there's anything here.
Took him 17 minutes to get through the second sector.
Not quite that bad, no. So we have our preliminary qualifying results. Josiah Jerome, Octavio Terrabarelli, Pedro Magalhães, Roman Barthez, George Julian Gonzalez, Guido de Palma, Leo Gomez Martinez. Oh, a late lap coming in there from Yakubchuk. Then it's Dennis Johnson, Serge Hendricks, Mateus Gonzalez, Nicholas Cortez, Scott Nick, Edgar Cruz, Vic Vega, Sergey Yakubchuk, and Enrico Banfi. That's the guys who got laps in. And we will see if there are anyone else in the field.
Out here in the field?
Out here in the field. And we get the warm-up here to kill a little bit of time here before we go into the race.
Oh, I hear sirens. Somebody's getting arrested.
Oh, it's probably just the ambulance in the pit lane. You know, never really realized that the pit lane at Silverstone was so depressed.
Maybe you should cheer it up.
Well, I mean, not that kind of depression. We request to go back to Scott Nick.
Boo, not Scott. He's the worst.
We ride with Scott Nick, the classic Porsche factory livery. ESR man, starting from P12 today.
He's got a V12.
He does not. We're starting from P12. Actually, I'm going to go pull up the car details while we have a moment here.
He's got 7 cylinders with 32 brake donkey power. Weighs in at 83,000 tons.
I mean, I hope it's got more than 32 donkeys. That would not be good.
Well, donkeys are more powerful than horses, so I mean, you gotta. It's kind of like metric.
Are they really though? I don't really think. I don't.
They're
feel
smarter
they
than
are.
horses.
I mean, you're probably not wrong on that.
Sar has a pretty strong chance at a podium with 6 driver out of 18.
Mm-hmm. And pole position in 3rd place, both for ESR. So we got something to work with here. All right, so this is the Porsche Cup car. All right, let's read off what Raceroom's got for stats on them. This is a 485 horsepower car, actually. Weighs a little over 1,200 kilograms, and it is a flat 6 4-liter engine.
What about the headlights?
I'm looking at the liveries here to see if anyone... Oh, there was a Weasel Energy racing car and we didn't pick it? Come on. Come on, guys. You're hurting my feelings now. That definitely would have been my pick.
Either that big Weasel Energy.
Either that or the lime green Race Union Hubert racing car. Like those were the 2 options, and no one picked them. Wow, just wow.
Big Weasel Energy.
Or you could drive in Miller style with the FedEx car. Non-Expanse fans will not get the joke.
The Federal Six Press.
Actually, they put out the new Audi GT3 car. I'm going to go check out what liveries they got for that while I'm on the page here.
Defraggler would like to know if a flat 6 is a boxer engine. That would be a solid maybe. I don't know.
I believe you are correct, but I've never had the Porsche obsession, love, fascination, transfixation. So
all I know is it ain't no Wankel rotary engine.
That's true. Oh, they got the Hallmark car in the new liveries for the Audi. That's very nice. I like that car. Phoenix Racing looking pretty nice. The WS7 by WRT. That looks very nice, actually. It's a green livery. And anyone who knows me knows I love the green liveries. Green and silver. Very nice. WRT number 10 is a nice gold livery. I like that. We got the car collection cars. We got the BioCircle one that I run in. Not the identical livery to the one I run in ACC, but it is there. 31 car. Very nice. There's a Portugal car, which is interesting. And a Belgian car. Team Belgian. Interesting.
What about Team Tierra del Fuego?
That would be very intriguing. I'd be very, very, very down for that particular livery. All right. Well, we got the grid forming up here with Josiah Jerome starting from pole position. A little bit of a limited grid here today, but a lot of the names we've come to appreciate in this series are present.
Especially Richard Milhouse Nixon.
Ribbled
with charisma.
Rippled with phlebitis, a perfect Republican body. All right, so we do have two drivers who did not post lap times in qualifying, Luciano Ichazo and Ricardo Costa coming from the back. We will see if they can make up progress as we are off here at Silverstone for round 4 of the Race Room Club America.
Touchy-dudgy racy.
Indeed, and it looks like Pedro Magalhães has gotten the jump on Taraborelli into second place. Taraborelli down to third. Roman Barthez fighting with Guido De Palma over fourth place. One of the Argentina cars going down the inside. That might have been Gomez Martinez making up a couple of spots. Good driving if it was, but Guido De Palma is making moves up from 6th on the grid to 4th place already, overtaking Roman Barthez. Leo Gomez Martinez getting a slowdown penalty for exceeding track limits here on lap number 1. So it is ESR in 3 of the top 4 spots. Let's go. Gomez Martinez. A few little
penalties flash up and flash away really quick.
Gomez Martinez I think that's because there's a bunch of people getting them. I saw a lot of cars go wide. Gomez Martinez has overtaken Roman Barthez, so it's a terrible start to the race for Roman. He is back down to 6th place with Dennis Johnson behind him. Then it is Gonzalez. Vic Vega's up at 9th place. What did he cut the track? Where did he cut the track? Because he started like 15th place. He's up like 6 places.
Just that good.
Vic Vega. Amazing start for the Tugas team. Or the TGUAS team. But I prefer the Tugas pronunciation because it's quicker.
Good old Tugas Racing.
He is going to lose that 9th place there to George Julian Gonzalez, who makes his way back up into 9th position. Luciano Ichazo, also a fantastic opening lap. He's up to 11th, having started 17th. Great progress. It looks like Edgar Cruz has lost it at some point and is at the back of the pack. Got a shout out for Scott Nick in the chat from Brian Anderson. Mr. Anderson, don't you have to go help your elderly landlady with her garbage? Guido De Palma holding off against Gomez Martinez. Track limit abuse penalty for Luciano Ichazo and Enrico Benfi and Sergei Yakimchuk.
Man.
It's a lot of them pouring in right now as Leo Gomez Martinez looking for a way past, or Leo looking for a way past. Probably Leo, actually. I'm thinking Brazilian, and he's Argentinian. My apologies. Scott Nick looking to get past Nicolas Cortez, the Conquistador. Luciano Ichazo is overtaking Vic Vega, although maybe not legally, given that slowdown penalty that he got. Dennis Johnson running in 6th place on the tail of Mateus Gonzalez. Really short lap count here today because of how long Silverstone is. Over a 2-minute lap. Josiah Jerome out in front by 2 seconds ahead of Pedro Magalhães and Octavio Taraborelli. Leo Gomez Martinez on the tail of Guido De Palma. De Palma holding him off for now. Another track limit abuse penalty for Luciano Ichazo.
What's this about a squeegee diploma?
And Enrico Banfi. De Palma.
Diploma?
De Palma.
I graduated with a diploma in physics.
Serge Hendricks now at the back of the pack, so something bad happening to him. Dennis Johnson up the inside of Mateus Gonzalez, who may lose a second spot there, as it looks like George Julian Gonzalez is interested in popping up a spot as well. Meantime, the battle for 4th continues. De Palma hanging on against Gomez Martinez and Roman Barthez. Big swerve there from George Julian Gonzalez as he overtakes Mateus Gonzalez briefly, but cannot hold on to the position.
Oh, we got Grande Ricardo's talking shit about me in general chat on Discord.
Oh, well, he's cheering for ESR in the stream chat. So
is he?
Guido De Palma losing a pair of spots there, so a mistake there allows both Leo Gomez Martinez and Roman Barthez through. Barthez goes very wide, though, on the exit of Aintree and loses the spot back, so De Palma back into 5th, getting into the back of Gomez Martinez and gets a track limit abuse penalty for his troubles.
Also, Grady Ricardo, your argument is invalid. If you could make a donkey as big as a Clydesdale, it'd still pull bajillions of pounds. Changed my mind. Although they might have brains big enough to take over all of Scotland, so probably don't do that.
We'll have an entire country ruled by donkeys. Scott Nick in 13th place there. Taraborelli on the tail of Pedro Magalhães looking for a spot there. Leo picking up a track limit abuse penalty.
Whoa, Leo. Whoa.
As does Edgar Cruz. Oh, Taraborelli with a dive down the inside.
Whoa.
He caught Magalhães napping, and Magalhães spins out. That's a big move. Magalhães tumbling down the time charts. There he is, rejoining now in 10th place. Terrible news for Pedro Magalhães. It was a late move, but I don't know if it was an unfair move, to be honest, by Taraborelli. Roman Barthez, late move.
That's a lot of havoc. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh no! Contact in the background. And that was terrible for Leo Gomez Martinez, or Gomez Martinez. I was right the first time. I'm like, Gomez Martinez. Am I just thinking of like the most common Spanish names? No, that is his actual name.
It's actually Lopez Gomez Martinez.
He really got very unlucky there, and Pedro Magalhães overtakes him too. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some damage on the car. He took a hard contact to the side there. Really wasn't his fault. De Palma got pushed up into him by Barthez on that super late move, and then after that, it just went to terribleness after that. And De Palma's ended up in 3rd place in the whole thing, so he profits. Dennis Johnson up into 4th. Julian Gonzalez now 5th. Roman Barthez down to 6th ahead of Luciano Echazo. Chazo is having a great race, up from P17 to P7. People are going late for some of the moves around here at Silverstone. Could cause a little bit of carnage, a little bit of friction.
I'm good with that.
I know you're good with that. That's why I'm telling you it. Need to get you hyped, excited.
I'm pumped. I'm jumping around right now. I can barely contain myself.
Get up and do the parachute dance.
I don't know what that is. I probably won't do it.
The MC Hammer parachute dance.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Oh, Vic Vegas spinning around. That looked like that was unassisted. So Taraborelli is in 2nd place, but doesn't seem to really have the pace to keep with Josiah Jerome, who's got a 5-second lead. No, Mateus Gonzalez losing it. Pedro Magalhães and Leo Gomez Martinez. Leo Gomez Martinez. Pardon me. I don't know why I keep saying Leo.
I don't know. You keep mispronouncing Roman as well.
Well, I'm going with the Romain Grosjean idea there.
Romaine lettuce.
I was told that Roman Barthez pronounces it Roman Barthez, so
it's actually pronounced Romaine.
Could be Romaine.
It can't be Romaine.
Hey, I've seen weirder pronunciations. George Julian Gonzalez going down the inside of Dennis Johnson for 4th place. And the gap to Josiah Jerome, I was saying that it didn't look like Taraborelli could stay with him, but he suddenly has shrunk that gap down almost a second. So Josiah Jerome maybe cruising, maybe gap managing. I don't know. We'll find out in the long run. Pedro Magalash up into 8th place. Next on his list is Luciano Ichazo.
What is that nonsense on that spoiler?
Right?
No idea.
Is that like a tech?
Whoa!
Yeah!
Gonzalez goes spinning around in Maggots and Beckett's.
That guy,
Backs across the track. That was a little bit dangerous.
that guy drives like Martin's microphone works.
Luciano Ichazo losing a spot here, I think, to Pedro Magalash. Dennis Johnson still on the tail of Julian Gonzalez.
It's a very respectful fight between these two.
Josiah Watch, he gone.
I met a guy at one point whose the first 3 letters of his first name were silent. So it was just a bizarre. No one would ever get that name correct.
That just means he doesn't know how to pronounce his own name.
No, I think this was a case where I believe he... Oh, no. Leo Gomez Martinez in the pits and out of the race.
Whoa, Leo.
I try not to say DeFragler is calling for a penalty for one of the dive bombs. I think in general, you have to slow it down and look at the whole thing. When we're watching on commentary, it's hard to tell. Seldom do we get the full look.
Sometimes we do, and it's usually
Sometimes
impressive.
we do. Sometimes we do.
Usually when I'm calling for the pit maneuver.
Roman Barthez, 6th place. He had a really good qualifying, but the race has not gone according to plan. It was him that had the, in my opinion, somewhat ill-advised move into Brooklyn's left field that led to the spin of Leo Martinez, or Leo Martinez, who was out of the race. Couple track cut penalties coming into play. In the meantime, Josiah Jerome has stretched it back out into a 4.2 second gap. Scott Nick up into top 10, but that is not Scott Nick that we're looking at. That
It
right
is.
there,
It says right there.
that is Nick Cortez, sir. That we are
Scott
looking
Nick
at.
Cortez. You just don't
That
understand.
is Scott Nick.
No,
There
no,
we go.
no.
Sergey Yakubchuk's had a good day up to 9th place.
That's what Francisco Rodriguez had said in chat.
Indeed.
Literally
Barthe-
about the same time you said it.
Indeed. It was very synergized. Barthez on the tail of Dennis Johnson. And behind them it is Pedro Magalash. A couple of guys who have fallen down the order. Luciano Ichazo, Mateus Gonzalez have both fallen down the order. That's what's made up for guys like Cortez and Yakubchuk. Scott Nick up in the top 10. Dennis Johnson running in 5th place. Looking back at Roman Barthez.
I think the clock is stuck. It's been stuck at like 1 second for a while now.
That's the lap count. Barthez looking down the inside.
No.
Again, just coming from too far back, Roman.
Time to get hit.
I'm not passing judgment on a stewarding level because, like I said, that's not the commentary place. But it just feels like he's a little too anxious. He's going for moves that I think are a little bit over ambitious. We'll use that terminology.
Don't worry, I'll teach him how to do the pit maneuver.
Meantime, Josiah Jerome has streaked out to a 6.7 second lead over Octavio Taraborelli. Guido De Palma still 3rd place, followed by Julian Gonzalez, Dennis Johnson, Pedro Magalash, Roman Barthez, Nick Cortez, Sergey Yakubchuk, Scott Nick, your top 10. As Yakubchuk all over the back of Cortez in this battle for 8th place.
Tyler Regelli in chat cheering for Josiah Jerome. What a front runner.
Well, he's always cheering for the ESR crew, so we love Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler shows up late. Like, oh, look, the guy that's out in front the most. I'm going to cheer for him.
And has had a pretty dominant day, too. Pole position, top spot in practice, and has led every lap here today.
Victor Vega has been given a slowdown penalty based on the fact that he probably killed a guy.
Probably. With a name like Vic Vega, you know he probably did. Josiah Jerome is your winner. We got the checkered flag out. Tara Borelli second, De Palma third, Julian Gonzalez, Dennis Johnson, Pedro Magalesh, Roman Barthez, Nick Cortez does held on to 8th place against Sergei Yakovchuk. Scott Nick just got top 10 against Luciano Echazo there. Echazo was on his inside looking for the move at the end. And we'll end up at 11th place with Mateus Gonzalez, Serge Hendricks, Edgar Cruz, Vic Vega, Ricardo Costa. Looks like we lost Enrico Banfi during the race.
All right. Well, while the cars are pit stopping, I'm going to go pit stop myself.
That makes a bit of sense. I'm actually getting a beverage refill, so
Martin, you're in charge.
Gentlemen, please enjoy the warm-up phase, and we will return. Actually, I made it back before warm-up started with my new water and also the Voltaren medicated pain relief gel for my fasciitis in my left foot. Josiah Jerome, your race 1 winner. Can he do it again in race 2? We saw a couple of incidents. I saw the one involving you. I would have to look Pedro Magalesh in the chat asking about his incident. I'm not sure. We didn't see enough of it really to go with a viewpoint on it. I think it looked ambitious, but it's one of those ones I'd have to see it from his point of view to see where that gap was going to be. Whether that gap was always going to close or if there was a clean move there that was just aggressive. I'm not sure which. What you believe it wasn't clean at all? It's possible. Like I said, we really just kind of caught the tail end of it on the stream, and it looked. I will put it this way: very aggressive on stream.
What Mike's saying is he thinks you did it on purpose.
Well, he was trying to overtake Pedro, so
that's the joke.
Yes.
I think Pedro was just going just slow enough that he made that guy hit him on purpose.
I mean, Pedro definitely got a bit of a bad exit off of the last turn because he just wasn't carrying as much speed as Tara Borelli. But I still think from what we saw, Tara Borelli definitely was very, very aggressive, and it would definitely draw my eye to the incident. And Larry Foster, Josiah won race 1 in dominant fashion. This is just warm up for race 2 there, DeFragler. People maybe testing out a couple of changes to their setups, getting a little familiar with the track a little bit more, getting ready to tackle race number 2. What was wrong with his wheel setup, Larry?
Not enough duct tape.
The starting positions are a reverse grid based on race 1 results, DeFrankler.
It's a reverse 22 spot grid.
I think, don't quote me on this, it is a reverse grid top 10, which would put Scott Nick on pole. Well, these are not roughs, Tyler, so your joke kind of fell a little bit flat. Martin, is it top 10 reverse grid, or am I thinking of different series?
That's correct. Mic not working again? Alright. Top 10.
We have confirmation. I think that reverse grid wouldn't be fantastic in F1 because it doesn't solve the predominant issue that the delta performance between two cars to create an overtake because of the aerodynamic dirt is so very high. And like F1's problem as far as overtaking is concerned is the cars. It's not, and things like reverse grid are not necessarily going to fix it. And you have DRS, which is just going to let the faster car go through anyway. So I'm not anti-reverse grid in F1, but I'm not terribly positive on it either. I think it would be neat like the first couple of times, but I don't think it would solve the long-standing problems. There are problems that have always been there in F1. I think we feel it now more because of how stagnant the grid has been. Like, we've seen Mercedes domination in a manner that hasn't been seen in F1 before. Like, I know Michael Schumacher's period of domination, the McLarens in the late 80s, early 90s, the mid 90s of Williams' heavy domination as well. But I don't think we've had the same team at the top so long. And that, I think, is just kind of emphasizing problems that have always been there. All right, grid forming up there. Scott Nick will lead us from pole position with Sergei Yakubchuk on the front row with him. Then it is Nicholas Cortez. I don't remember who's starting P4. By the way, that does make it even more important that Scott Nick held on against Luciano Echazzo at the line, because that would have been for pole position here in race number 2. So you got to feel a little bit bad for Luciano. That being said, he also didn't qualify, so to make it up to 11th place from 17th on the grid, still a very solid effort. One of the Argentinian cars there in P4. I think that's... Is that Barthez? That might be Roman Barthez. Ironically, starting from the exact same spot he started race 1 in. Race 1 did not go his way. We'll see if race 2 can. It is Barthez. All right, we'll be on board with him here at the start. Magalesh and Johnson. I think Magalesh has got a good chance to make a good run here from 5th place. Look for him to be a man on the move. And we are off here for race 2 at Silverstone. Excellent jump from Scott Nick, or a terrible start from Yakubchuk. I'm not sure which. Barthez up the inside of Cortez looking for 3rd place. He does not get it and instead loses a spot to Pedro Magalesh. The starts continue to be terrible for Barthez. Magalesh has got a 2nd spot up there as he goes up the inside of Cortez. But he can't hold it. Cortez gets the cut back. So it is still in qualifying or not qualifying order, but reverse grid order. Scott Nick holding off a charge from Yakubchuk. Cortez 3rd. Magalesh 4th. Barthez. Then Julian Gonzalez. Where is race 1 leader Josiah Jerome? He is at the back of the pack. What has happened to Josiah Jerome?
He did.
I think he's in the pit lane. That gap suggests that he's in the pit lane as Yakubchuk goes for the lead. Side by side with Scott Nick, and it's going to be the Ukrainian emerging victorious on this occasion. In the background, we got a 3 wide with Octavio Taraborelli, Magalesh, and Nick Cortez. That could go very, very badly.
I think Josiah saw snow for the second time in his life and just gave up.
In the meantime, Magalash has gotten... Oh, no, Magalash got through. He's up in third place. Okay, so Magalash has gotten past Cortez. Very tight racing here between Julian Gonzalez, Tara Borelli, and Barthez, as well as one of the ESR cars. I think that one is Guido de Palma. Contacting Maggots and Beckett's. This is getting very rough.
I see what you did there.
De Palma going down the inside of Julian Gonzalez. Barthez hanging on against the same car. We remain largely in the same order. Luciano Chazo up in 9th place, by the way. Good start by him. It looks like we have definitely lost Josiah Jerome, unfortunately. I don't think he left the pit lane. Edgar Cruz with a slowdown penalty. Was that the first one of the race? Contact in the background. I saw it with one of the Falcon Porsches. I'm not sure who is driving that one, actually. Could be Edgar Cruz. Would match the track limit abuse penalties he's getting. Yep, that is Edgar Cruz. Continuing to abuse. Tavio Taraborelli side by side with Roman. Oh, God! It was a terrible track cut by Nick Cortez.
It's fine. I liked it.
The humanity here. Oh, and Cortez gets spun around by Barthez. Edgar Cruz is off as well. There's a... No!
Oh, my God.
Very close.
Somebody's going to have a word with that guy.
Not a good rejoin in addition to the massive track cut by Nick Cortez.
Somebody's going to have a word with that young man.
Oh, somebody way off the track again. That's Barthez. No offense to Roman Barthez. I haven't been following your races close enough to have an opinion, but you seem to always be in the heart of the crap. And it does make me wonder certain things. Yakimchuk leads from Scott Nick. Magalesh up into 3rd place. Julian Gonzalez 4th. De Palma 5th. Tara Borelli, the man you are looking at right now, in 6th place. Then it is Dennis Johnson, Gomez Martinez, Ichazo, and Gonzalez. Your top 10. Vic Vega, Serge Hendricks, Roman Barthez, Edgar Cruz, Enrico Banfi, Ricardo Costa. Pardon me, Edgar Cruz dropping behind Costa. Nick Cortez also picking up a spot over him, so Cruz went off horribly. Producer guy, can we get a look at Josiah Jerome to see if there is any hope that he may be joining this race? No! He is out. I don't know if he made... I think he made the grid. I didn't see a blank spot. But something must have happened as Guido de Palma goes side by side. They can have a radar or a spotter. There are various... there is not one built into the game, but there are various ones available via crew chief as well as WebHUD. And I would say that one of those two things is fairly mandatory in Raceroom. I would suggest WebHUD personally.
And if you pay me enough, I'll do it for you, but I'm just going to yell random shit.
You really actually should volunteer your voice to crew chief.
Watch out!
As a spotter voice.
Oh my God! We're all going to die!
We all going to die! When crew chief powers up and you select Byron as your spotter, you go, welcome to the Light FM.
Yep.
Dennis Johnson on the tail of Octavio Taraborelli. Another slowdown penalty for Edgar Cruz. Yakimchuk, I think. Oh no, that's not Yakimchuk. That's Vic Vega, or Ricardo Costa. Pardon me. This is the thing when you have team liveries. I'm not overly sure. I forgot Nick Cortez had fallen so far back. It's been an exciting race, although not the most clean people at the moment. Yakimchuk leads from Magalesh, who's gotten past Scott Nick. I wonder if that was team orders, to be honest. Josiah is out of the race, unfortunately, Mr. Niku.
He's in chat right there. Fluffy Jerome himself.
Mm-hmm. He is reduced to cheerleading. I mean, if you've ever been in a real, long race in real life, your spotter at some point will tell you to slow down and save fuel. It's not a tree hugger thing. It's, you need to actually, get to the end of the race. Octavio Taraborelli looking down the inside of Julian Gonzalez, but I don't think that's on into the chicane. But we've seen a couple of not on moves here today. So
apparently Josiah's screen went black and then his
screen.
PC just turned off.
Yeah. Surprised his car is still in the game, actually.
I'm not surprised. That's a very Texas thing to do. Just cut off all the power and still hang out.
Josiah Jerome, master of the random problems in technology. Back in the days when his laptop screen fell off the laptop while he was racing.
I heard once he got attacked by 32 hamsters.
Dennis Johnson in 7th place. Josiah, I need the answer to this question. Why is it that when you got upgraded technology, it seems to have actually slowed you down? You've actually been putting up less impressive results. Pedro Magalhaes on the tail of race leader Sergei Yakubchuk. No offense, Mr. Yakubchuk, but I don't think you can hold against the fury that is Pedro Magalhaes.
He is unhappy and looking to prove it.
Mateus Gonzalez trying to get around. I think that is Gomez Martinez. So it is Yakubchuk leading from Magalhaes, Nick De Palma, Julian Gonzalez, Taraborelli, Johnson, Ichazo, Gomez Martinez, and Gonzalez. Then it's Hendricks, Barthez, Cortez, Banfi, Costa, Cruz, Vega, and the retired. Oh, we've lost somebody. Edgar Cruz. Oh no, he's just in the pits. Edgar Cruz in the pit lane. We have lost Vic Vega.
What about Edgar Renteria?
Good old Edgar Renteria. Amazing defensive shortstop. Not much of a hitter.
Wow.
Oh, he wasn't.
What about Edgar Rent-a-Pinch hitter?
I mean, he definitely wouldn't have been. Well, he did have a pinch-hitting, game-winning hit in the World Series back in '97. So there you go.
Ha-cha-cha.
He pinch hit for the pitcher and came up with an RBI single. Guido De Palma overtaking Scott Nick, as well as Julian Gonzalez may have tipped Scott Nick to a spin. We didn't see it though.
I'm gonna.
Wow!
Wow!
Nick with a bit of a sloppy rejoin.
Scott's a little angry.
I think you got to give that spot up, Scott. There you go. And he's got Serge Hendrickson behind him, his ESR teammate. There is Yakubchuk going defensive into, I think we're at Brooklyn left field. Yes, we are.
Got him.
And that is the lead for Pedro Magalhaes. I think Pedro will probably disappear from Yakubchuk's sight. Yakubchuk has had a really good day, though. I mean, the 9th place in race 1, despite not having any real qualifying pace, has gotten him at the front here, and he's making the most of it. Leo Gomez Martinez on the tail of Luciano Ichazo. Yakubchuk qualified outside the top 10.
Okay.
So I think he was actually like 15th. So he was quite a ways back there.
Perhaps Josiah can confirm the legend in chat that he once was racing at the FPS of 1 frame per week and was fending off hordes of armadillos while doing it.
Indeed, Luciano Ichazo looking to get past Dennis Johnson. They head towards Stowe. Johnson with the inside line, the defensive line. And it may not be over. Ichazo got around the outside. Good overtake by Luciano as they head towards the chicane. Luciano's having a really good second race here. Started 11th, he's up to 6th. Bit of a curb there. You can see Scott Nick in the background there with Mr. Serge Hendricks. 10th and 11th place. Pedro Magalhaes is a machine, sir. You will show some respect on that name. Or he'll come and go-go plot you. Leo Gomez Martinez on the tail of Dennis Johnson. Looking to the inside of Brooklands and Luffield. Nothing on there, I don't think. Never say never, I guess, in this race.
I can if I want.
I mean, you might end up being very wrong, though, because we've seen some very optimistic moves. As
Josiah will never beat Vic Vega in this race.
As Roman Barthez overtakes Serge Hendricks for 11th place. Honestly, I thought Magalish would pull away a bit more, actually. Jakubczyk's still only about a second behind him. Heading through Maggots and Beckett's.
Is that because there's a lot of dead bodies around in that area?
Could be. Roman Barthez looking for a move around the outside of Scott Nick into Stowe. We just saw Luciano Ichazo pull the same move off, but Serge Hendricks is complicated by looking down the inside of Barthez. Interesting counter move. A little bit of ESR teamwork as they head towards the chicane. And Barthez gets squeezed. And Hendricks takes advantage. But can't get the job done. Hard defense there by Scott Nick. Hard but fair. Did not force him off the track. He was still on. Meantime, we pick up Mateus Gonzalez still on the tail of Leo Gomez Martinez, Dennis Johnson, and Luciano Ichazo. Tara Borelli has found his way up into 4th place.
Terrible what?
Tara Borelli. I do actually really like his last name. Roman Barthez. Or Roman Barthez. We'll have to at some point get a final pronunciation on his name, I suppose.
Let's just call him Romy Bartz.
Romy Bartz. Romy Bartz is good. You can work him into a Letterkenny hockey player.
Romanian Bartholomew's.
Still looking to get past Scott Nick. Serge Hendricks still in the picture as well. As we head towards Maggots and Beckett's, it was Stowe where he tried to make the move last time. So this could be a critical moment. Tara Borelli getting very sideways there, but he takes 3rd place from Guido de Palma. That's probably just ping coming into play. So Guido dropped off the podium there, and will now have to deal with Julian Gonzalez as Roman's attempt to take the spot has failed by the looks of it. Oh! Contact with Serge. No,
my
Serge
goodness.
Hendricks on the wall. I couldn't really make out what really happened there. They were very side by side.
It was a bee in the car.
It's as likely as anything at this point. It's brought Nick Cortez into a fight with Hendricks. Hopefully Hendricks' car can make it to the finish line. That was a hard hit for Serge. Definitely be possibly something for the stewards to take a look at. I don't know if I saw anything really to justify a penalty, but definitely race impacting moment.
It impacted me.
I'm surprised Sergei Jakubczyk is still up in 2nd place. He's actually running pretty close to Pedro Magalhães' pace. He's having an excellent race. He is my driver of the day right now, at least for race 2. Scott Nick continuing to hold off Roman Barthez. I have to cheer for Scott Nick here because he is our driver, and also Barthez has been involved in a little bit of shady stuff today. And
Romano Bartholores.
Feels like he's been overwhelmed by the moment a little bit, but I think he will get past Scott Nick and moving into 10th place right now.
Pedro Magalhães.
Maybe a cutback from Scott Nick. Problem is the inside line is going to go to Roman at the next turn.
Not if you put him in the wall.
Maggots and Beckett's. So Scott needs to set up for a possible move into Stowe or the chicane. I think he's too far behind.
Torpedo time!
Oh! Very offline there by
Torpedo!
By Barthez. That might have opened it up into the chicane. Still think he might be a little bit too far behind. But he's got time. 6 more laps on the clock. Leo Martinez Gomez picking up a slowdown. A little bit of contact there between Ichazo and Johnson. Nothing too bad. Leo going for it around the outside. He's going to get Johnson. Very nice overtake. Also in the mix there is Mateus Gonzalez in the Intel car. I think this is where this and the Scott Nick versus. By the way, Scott Nick's up in the 10th place. Barthez has dropped down to 15th. Might be out of the race, judging by the gap. He is out of the race. Roman Barthez is parked.
No, he's just resting.
Now the question, of course, is: did Scott Nick maybe give him the rub?
Leo! Oh boy!
Oh, that was too aggressive, I think. And he paid the price.
Somebody dropped the smoke screen.
Yeah, Dennis Johnson and Mateus Gonzalez say thank you very much. And Scott Nick also going past him as he bails off to the runoff area there.
So the One True Kyle came over yesterday and we watched Cannonball Run 1 and 2.
Nice.
Very enjoyable. Hadn't seen the both of them in a long time. This race reminds me a lot of it.
A little bit. Guido de Palma battling with Luciano Ichazo, who's in an ESR sandwich. He is an ESR racer, but not repping our community, as he does pick up 4th place there. Luciano also having a really good race, but I still got to... Oh, at the back pass by De Palma. And then contact with Ichazo. I'd have to say that one was on Ichazo as he hits the pit lane.
Yeah, it looked like he turned into him.
He looks a little angry, but I think he came up and hit De Palma. So that's a tough one to really say that De Palma could have done anything different.
It definitely looked like Ichazo turned it probably at the wrong time.
Too late, I think. He tried to apex too late, ended up coming up into... Like, De Palma left him room. And I have no doubt that Ichazo feels differently right now. And getting spun out there, but from what we saw, I would say that was on him.
You're just saying that because he's a foreigner.
Well, they're both foreigners.
Oh, yeah.
They're literally both from the same country.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got Ayrton Tobin in chat. There goes the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood.
Or Ayrton, as he is known, apparently.
Gonzalez overtaking, I think, was that Dennis Johnson? No,
maybe.
That was Scott Nick.
Do you feel menaced by Dennis?
I think he was actually defending against Scott Nick as opposed to getting overtaken. Sergei Yakubchuk finally losing 2nd place there to Octavio Taraborelli. He didn't quit on the last lap after a tap, Ayrton. There were
There's
5
more laps.
Yeah.
Can't you count none?
Well, I think he came in thinking there was 5 seconds on the clock, because usually it's a time.
I did that joke already.
Yeah, but Tobin just got here.
God, jeez. Try and get out of preschool a little earlier, kid. Jeez. God, whatever.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it was on Ichazo. Not necessarily that it was bad driving on Luciano. I want to make that, kind of clear. But I don't think De Palma had anything else he could have done to make that any safer. Like to go any wider would have been off the track. So I think Luciano just asked too much of the car. And ended up paying the price.
Scott Nick has gone from first to last to ninth.
Meantime, Sean Kenny in chat.
Sean Kenny, oh my goodness.
Scott
Let
Nick
me put on my good hair.
Scott Nick still pestering Leo Gomez Martinez and Mateus Gonzalez there for 7th place.
You got to acronym, yeah. Cannonball Run Lambo Girls DTF FTW. That's how that should have gone. You know what I'm saying?
Very wide line there from Gonzalez. I wonder if he's trying to let his teammate through, but it's given Scott Nick the run. And Scott Nick briefly back in 8th place, but it does. Oh, no, it will last a little bit longer because Leo overcooks it. And Scott Nick's got himself 8th place into Brooklyn's and left field.
Cha-cha, ocho place.
Magalhães lead, surprisingly again, only about 5 seconds in front of Tara Borelli. Jakubchuk is sticking with it again.
What we really need now, what the world needs now, are drugs, street drugs. But no, we need Tyler Igeli and Tara Borelli to form a racing team.
That's true.
And try and run your names together as much as possible to make it as hard as possible to pronounce.
I am not sure what you said there, Leandro Carroll. We'll need a translator.
Something about justice
For Barthez and Ichazo.
See, all I know is I read an Asterix and Obelix book back in the day, and there was a Spanish dude. His name was Huevos y Bacon.
We didn't end up seeing what happened to Barthez, but I would have to disagree, Leandro, if you believe Ichazo deserves justice. I think that was on Ichazo. But we'll have to see.
We a translation in chat from your boy El Martino, producer man 5000. Divine Justice was present and educated. Divine Justice was present and educated Ichazo and Barthez.
Leo Gomez Martinez getting back into 8th place. So it's okay. So from that, it seems like Carroll thought that they were in the wrong. Okay.
Correct, and he, I would have to say that they are very aggressive, all hopped up on the Peruvian marching powder.
Oh, Leo just randomly pits.
Damn,
that's got to be a tech failure. There's no way that was like I can't even think that was a rage quit. That's got to be tech.
They're dropping like flies. We're no longer doing this by laps. It's now last man standing match.
It's quickly becoming that because we've lost Ichazo, we've lost Barthez, we lost Cruz, Vega, Jerome, Gomez. Looks like we've lost Ricardo Costa. Oh no, there was Ricardo Costa still running. Looks like we may have lost Banfi at some point.
We lost. We got 11.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like 11. Costa in 12th place is still running. You can see the gap is closing, but it's because Gomez Martinez is in the pit lane.
I came up with a solid musical thing for like the whole last man standing thing, but it could be very badly mistranslated in this day and age. if you don't know that we're talking about cars. I was gonna start singing "Let the
Dennis
trannies
Johnson
hit the
giving
floor."
Guido De Palma the flashy headlights. I don't know if you've got really any grounds for this though, Dennis, because the next car ahead of you is like 8.5 seconds. It's not like either of you were to hunt down Jakubchuk in the time left. So even playing the team card here, I don't think there's a reason at all that De Palma should actually let Johnson through.
Sir, you will not be passing with a squeegee diploma.
Unless there's a standings reason. But if I recall correctly, this is Johnson's debut with the ESR team, so I don't...
Maybe.
I think, if anything, De Palma should stay ahead. I'm not saying that he shouldn't attack or whatever, but the flashing of the headlights I thought was a little bit uncalled for.
Maybe he's being encouraging.
It's not usually how racers interpret the flashing
Like if you go
headlights, let's put it that
faster,
way.
you'll be faster than the speed of light. You won't even be able to see my headlights. Go, go, go.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's trying to play. He's either asking De Palma to get out of his way, or he's trying to play games with him. And I don't think either will work on De Palma, to be honest. They need to focus on getting away from Julian Gonzalez, and that's probably what the goal should be for those two.
Aaron Shaw says hopefully Scott's superior stamina, luck, charm, charisma, and wits keep him in the race. It's worked so far. One of those things is working.
Far. I mean, he did get spun at one point and tumbled down the order, but he's fought his way back. And if it wasn't for Yakubchuk's third place run here, I would be considering Scott Nick for driver of the day on this race. But I can't give it to anyone but Yakubchuk with that third place run right now. So if you want Scott Nick to be driver of the day, you need to hope that Yakubchuk completely throws it away. Although my overall driver of the day, I think, is going to be Pedro Magalhães, who recovered nicely from a rough time in race 1. And it looks like he's picking up a race 2 here. But my man of this race would have to be Sergei Yakubchuk at the moment.
Whose man's is this race? As Javier would succinctly put it.
Dennis Johnson's still behind Guido De Palma's. They worked their way through the chicane for the second to last time. They are getting caught by Julian Gonzalez. So, I mean, maybe there's a team play to be made here for De Palma to let Johnson through. That being said, the gap at 1.8 seconds, I don't really think he's on them quite yet. We'll see.
Looks pretty close.
Yeah, 1.7 seconds, though. It was 2.1 a little while ago. So he made up about a half second. And in the remaining 2 laps, I think he can catch them, but I don't think he can overtake them. I just don't think there's the delta for that.
Was this about Delta V?
Maneo! Splat! It's like,
correct.
As my face comes apart.
Correct.
Maneo. Greatest one episode character.
Wasn't he in 2?
I think he's only in 1.
I thought it was 2, because they, like, number 2 was the one where they set him up in one particular one.
No, I think he was set up at the beginning of Delta V, then we went away from him, and then he came back at the end of Delta V. I think that's why it feels like 2 episodes. But I think
maybe. We'll have to look it up. We'll look up the cast list later.
Yeah. Oh, no! Ooh, Dennis Johnson getting out of control in Beckett's. And that is going to let Julian Gonzalez through. Johnson should be able to rejoin in 6th. Mateus Gonzalez is quite a ways down the order.
As a disco ball forms above Dennis, and then suddenly in the distance you hear, "Don't leave me this way."
John Barker is requesting that I sing, which you don't want. You don't want that. Only John Barker wants that. As Pedro Magalhães officially can relax, he is your winner from Octavio Taraborelli. Sergei Yakubchuk does bring home the podium ahead of Guido De Palma. Julian Gonzalez in 5th place. Dennis Johnson will probably be home in 6th place. There is the man of the hour, Sergei Yakubchuk. And Guido De Palma in 4th place. Can we get some people that are actually racing?
Nope.
That would be probably useful. Scott Nick across the line in 8th place. Mind you, there's not many people racing at this point. Serge Hendricks and Nick Cortez. Serge Hendricks is 9th despite that fucked up front end. That is impressive. As he had that contact with Barthez. Didn't get a great look at it. It looked like side-by-side contact, so maybe a racing incident. But Hendricks definitely paid the price with that ramming into the wall. Taking home a 9th place, though, ahead of Nick Cortez and Ricardo Costa. So we had some exciting racing here today. And
I was excited.
Pedro Magalesh and Josiah Jerome emerge with the victories. But
Yak and Chunk?
What
the fuck? Who's throwing up chunks?
Yak and Chunk. I mean, I guess that confirms that that's probably not his real name, but oh well.
Sergey. There you go.
Yak and Chunk. There you go.
Yeah, we're not yakking up chunks.
Who's the driver of the race? Driver of the day is Pedro.
What about Scott Nick? He's top 10 2 times in a row.
Yeah, but he started from pole this race, and granted,
that's true.
was not his fault. I have to say this. Like I said during the commentary, had Jakob Chuck not held on to third place, Scott Nick would have definitely been a candidate. He showed great stick-to-itiveness and delivered, but I can't ignore that podium. That podium is
really my particular racer of the day is Josiah Jerome, who managed to score 2 top 20 finishes with no computer running for the second race.
That's true. Yeah, well, the Argentina crew came out real bad here in this second race with Barthez, Gomez, Martinez, and Echazo all out of the race. Still good results, though, for Tara Borelli, Julian Gonzalez, and Mateus Gonzalez, though.
Me, Mateus.
Me, Mateo. Only Mateus. But then I hit the wall.
Splorch. Are we still live? Can I say horrible things now?
We are still alive, I do believe.
Still alive? Okay, well, I won't say horrible things.
So we're off to Road America for the next round of this series, which Byron has informed me because Real Cheese People.
Correct. And guess what day that is?
Is it your birthday?
Tis.
So
I don't like the plan for me is to be here to do commentary, but it may be insisted upon by
your
people
your
older than me that gave birth. That
your family may interfere with this effort.
Yeah, so I mean, the plan is for me to be here either way, but yeah, I may just kind of tell you that's not going to happen, and then
absolutely fair enough.
Then you're gonna have to listen to Martin just cackle away with his weird crackly microphone.
I'll do commentary even without you. We can have maybe a standby replacement on backup.
Can we get your boy the Rednecks? Can we get Travis in here?
Travis,
I haven't got Travis in forever. I don't know what his work schedule is.
Golf Travis.
He's on vacation.
Oh well, fuck.
He's been on vacation since October.
Jesus.
Nice.
All right. Well, then Travis definitely should have the ability
and everything in general. He's just too busy with real.
Comment of the day goes to your boy, Sean Kenny with the poutine. Correct. That is the correct thing anybody said all day.
I gotta say the divine justice line from Leandro Carroll. That
you just say that because it's all exotic and foreign.
It is exotic. Yeah, but it is awesome.
It was almost Klingon in its execution. I did like it. But poutine, come on.
For the poutine.